Ryan, what do you think we should do first?
Find an LCD for all denominators.
Very good. We find the LCD. Okay, Samantha, can you tell me what's the LCD here?
X and Y. X, Y, W.
Right, X, Y, W. And then what are we going to do with this? Samantha, what do you think we should do with X, Y, W?
You multiply it to the top and the bottom.
No, not the top and bottom. You multiply each term by that. We want to reduce this. We want to make this a linear equation. So you multiply each term by that to eliminate all the fractions. Just like a complex fraction that we did in other session, the method is almost the same. So you multiply each term by LCD, and that would guarantee to eliminate all the fractions. You notice that we're not adding or subtracting these. We're not making the denominator the same as LCD. We're just multiplying each term by LCD here to eliminate these fractions. Do you see a difference, Samantha?
Yes.
Okay, so the first term, what would be the first term? Shanisha, what do you think would be a first term now? So you should type YW, that's correct. Minus the second term we have XW. So you see we are eliminating all the fractions by using this method. That would be XY. No fraction here. So now to solve for X, Brian, what do you think we should do to solve for X?
Divide the left half by Y.
Well, no, before we divide anything, you see we have X appears in two places here. X appears here, X appears here. So we need to combine these two together. So we want to add XY to both sides of the equation. So we move all the terms with the X in one side of the equation. Let's do that. If I add XW to both sides of the equation, then I would move all the terms that contains X in them in one side of the equation. So here I get XY plus XW. Brian, do you see that? Do you see what we're doing? Okay. Brian, type yes. Okay. So what would be the next step now? Brian, can you tell me what's the next step?
Divide by YW.
No, not divide yet.
Combine like terms.
Combine like terms. How do you combine XY and XW?
Oh, never mind, I'm sorry. I was thinking after you divided by Y plus W.
Actually, you're in the right track.
Factors?
Very good. Factor, yeah, factor it. So here we factor the X out. If I factor the X out, and I get Y plus W here. Y, W. So far, I would have YW is equal to X times Y plus W. And this is what Brian was wanted to say all along. Brian, what's the next step here?
Divide by Y plus W.
Yeah, now you do that. Now you can divide at this point, so I can isolate X. So first step is to eliminate the fraction by multiplying each term by LCD to eliminate the fraction. And then here, because we have a variable that we're solving for appears to be in more than one place, we want to combine them, move it to one side, and we factor them, and then we divide both sides by the coefficient of X. Then we would get to solve for X. So that is X actually. So in this case, YW over Y plus W is equal to X.